Dear students, in today's class, we will be dealing with another topic of e-commerce, that is global e-commerce. So let's say what is global e-commerce. In the heading itself, we know that there are two words, global and e-commerce. So what is global? Global means that which is pertaining to the whole world. In other words, global means which covers the whole universe. Globe, we say. You have seen the globe. So whole world is called the globe or global. The e-commerce that is carried out throughout the universe is called global e-commerce. I think it's very simple and hope you understand with the one sentence itself. The e-commerce that is carried out throughout the universe is called global e-commerce. So this is what the global e-commerce is. So, in other words, we can say that allowing business and customers to buy, sell, finance, pay, and settle in on an online environment that incorporates trust, identity, value, and risk management throughout the world, expanding market potentials worldwide for products and services. So expanding the market for the to the whole worldwide, or buying, selling, finance, paying, and settling everything in an online in the whole universe is called the global e-commerce. Next, let's move on. The major driving forces behind the growth of global e-commerce. What are the major driving forces for the global e-commerce? First one is global customer. So, global customer, that demand for a presence of a customer of a product worldwide. What happened is today now for the worldwide for some products there are a customers whole there are customers in the whole universe. That's why it's one of the driving force. Second one is global product. So demand for a foreign product by customers. Today the people wish to have a product from the foreign countries. So or another countries. That's why there is a demand for the foreign product, and that is also driving for the e-commerce. Then global operation, development of transnational and multinational corporation. Today many MNCs, TNCs have come up. So in India itself, we see that many foreign companies are existing, and because there are foreign companies, they don't do business locally. They do business throughout the world. They bring the products from other countries or sell the products to other countries. Various types of the operations are carried out by the TNCs and MNCs. Then the another driving force is global resources, use of foreign raw materials, labor, machines for production, etc. See, today the movements of the products are possible throughout the universe, and because of this, particular company may buy the raw materials from another country, or sometimes laborers may be brought from another country. So machines are brought from another country, so that all these possibles are there, and because of this global resources are used, e-commerce is pushed up. Then another is global collaboration, joint ventures, mergers, strategic alliances, all are found in the today's business, and because of the global collaboration, so e-commerce is taking a prime place. Let's move with the what are the advantages and disadvantages of global e-commerce. So just before I begin explaining what are the advantages and disadvantages of global e-commerce, it is almost the same advantages and disadvantages of the e-commerce, just we are applying that advantages to the globally, and the disadvantages of the e-commerce itself almost become the disadvantages of the global e-commerce. There is nothing special in that, but just for the sake of learning, we'll have some advantages and disadvantages. First one, sell internationally. With e-commerce, a small brand can sell to customers around the world easily. You have the ability to discover your audience whether they are in UK, South America, or neighboring countries. What it says is the product can be sold internationally. So the prime uh, the prime thing of e-commerce itself is going internationally, globally. Then low financial cost, this is also another advantage we can see. One of the benefits of e-commerce is that has a lower startup cost. Physical retail stores have to pay up to thousands to rent one of their store locations. Also, they have several upfront costs such as store sign, designing their store, buying inventory, sales equipment, and more. Physical retail stores also have to pay staff to work and run each location. They may also need to hire security staff depending on the product value in the store. Now, when you are not having a physical store, it's very easy and the cost of finance cost is very low. And when you are having a global e-commerce, a global buying and selling, absolutely it's very costly to have a store in another country. It is not at all easy, but because of the e-commerce you don't have much finance to sell your products in another country. Third one is 24 into 7 potential income. One of the advantages of e-commerce is that online stores are always open for business. With your ads, you can attract someone at 11 p.m. or 4 a.m. anytime. So, most physical location stores are open between 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. By being available at all hours, you can attract people who would normally pick up a product in stores if the store were open. So what happens is because of this 24 and 7 characteristic of e-commerce in the global it is very easy because now your time you may be having a 12 o'clock but in another country the time differs. The people may be sleeping in one country and another country people may be getting up, so that in such timings people want to buy sell and all, it's possible because of that. If the physical stores are there, they have to be in that particular store only. So communication between the two countries are possible through the websites at any time. Next, easy to showcase best sellers. Without I am reading, just want to sell what it is. See, some of the products are named as best sellers. Now, everybody wants to know the particular items demand. How many people have purchased a particular item? Or take for example one model of car which is very famous now. That is people usually ask and that they want to purchase because that is proven that it is of high quality. So through the e-commerce one can know which has sold out highly. Then another, affordable employees. See, even employees you don't require much in the global e-commerce. So otherwise to have a stores in 4 or 5 countries means how many personnel you require. In the e-commerce you don't require many personals. So just a few distributors are sufficient. It depends on how much customers you have and depends on how much demand for your product has. So depends on that you can fix the employees. Then next, easier to encourage impulse buy. When running an e-commerce store, getting your customers to make an impulse buy are easy. If you have an attractive product photo, one with vibrant color or human emotion, you can create ads that drive impulse buys. You can also execute a range of scarcity tactics such as countdown timers or showcasing limited quantity, creating impulse in the buyers to buy the product. It may be through attractive advertisements or countdown timing. You are telling that okay, last item is pending, you may buy it, otherwise next you will not get it. That way you are making the people to buy. Next, easy to retarget or remarket to customers. Retarget or remarket to customers means once you have sold the products, but sometimes what happens is they are not never turning up towards you, but through a constant information to them, you can make them. See, you know that some are visiting your website but they are not buying, so through the pop-ups or sending the emails, giving calls, make them to buy. Next one is customers get a less invasive experience. Some people dread walking into a traditional store as they are forced into interact with the store's employees. Whether learning about a promotion or being asked questions throughout the shopping experience, some may prefer online shopping as it can be a little less invasive, making it one of the best benefits of e-commerce. If a customer wants to contact the store owner, they can click on a live chat feature, email, or send a Facebook message. So here, face-to-face conversation is not required. Even if you want to know some information, you can email them, you can send a Facebook message, or you can uh, chat with them. The next advantage is gain access to customers' data easily. See, because you are running a website and doing the business, you get their email IDs and other information. So that a customer's data you are very aware what all kinds of the items a customer is purchasing, what are his interest, all those things are known very easily. Then able to process high number of orders, able to process a high number of orders. So if you choose to door ship, you can process a high number of orders with ease. As your business continues to grow, you might choose to hire employees to help with the order processing. In retail stores, long lineups can deter people from shopping. With e-commerce, there is no waiting time. A customer can place orders on his or her own schedule with no delays, allowing you to accept a high number of orders. So there is no count that so many orders only could be done. Any amount of orders by anybody could be done. So throughout the world, anybody can give you a order. Then can scale business quickly. Business can increase its scale very quickly. A small scale business can be converted into large scale because you are going globally, you are catering to the people of many countries, your customers are increasing, so that your scale of business is also increasing. Then enhances convenience. Customers can make orders for goods at their own convenience and from the comfort of their homes without having to travel to the business premise. Orders are also delivered to them at their most ideal locations. It's the best shopping option for people who are always busy. It says that okay, you want some products from another country, then you can have a convenience buying that you need not ask somebody to purchase and bring you, or you need not go to that country to buy a item. I remember once printing press uh, printing press wanted a printing machine, and to buy that item they had to go to Japan and look into the machine, then order, then they come back and they supplied the item. So in today's case, such incidences are not required. You just over this one website, you just see the features and uh, you order it. Allows for product and price comparison. See, today in the websites, so various types of the products are displayed, and there itself you can make a price comparison and buy it. So price comparison is very easy. In the physical stores, comparison is very difficult. Even in the price comparison, usual rate they mention when you go globally in a dollar rate, or of the this one, even you can convert the this price of other country and check it. What is the value. The value conversion is made very simple. Then prompt payments. So for payments there is no worry at all. If you have a bank account, through the bank account you can make payment to any country, to any people. Then ability to sell different products. So you need not stick to only one category of the products, any kind of the product you may be having. So you create a website and deliver your items to whomsoever gives you an order. So there is no restrictions on a particular item of the products. So with these advantages of global e-commerce, let's move to the disadvantages of global e-commerce. There are a few disadvantages of global e-commerce. First one is No one can buy during a site crash. Sometimes this website may get crashed or internet problems. That time, okay, it is very difficult. Sometimes a particular country may block the websites of another country. Now, particular see, for example, India has blocked some apps of the China, so that it's not possible to get that facilities. So sometimes if the country blocks, then it is not possible. So no one can buy during the site crash. Then customers can't try before they buy. This is something very important. See, in the physical stores or local products, you go, you make a trial and purchase it. So here it's there is no trial usually. So that item which you are ordering without any experience of the product, you are having it. So there is a risk involved in that. Then e-commerce is highly competitive. So not only e-commerce, every business is competitive, but since you are dealing with the people of different countries, different regions, so the competition is very high because there are local sellers, there is a physical stores, and at the same time you are supplying through the websites. Then it is very difficult that people may be attracted to your product or may not be. So you are not clear, and you are selling at a large scale. Not only you, there are other websites also. So there is a high competition. Then customers can be impatient. So what happens is in the physical stores you see the product and immediately you can check it and get it, but in the e-commerce it is not like that. So customers can be impatient whether the product that you are ordering, you are going to get, is it proper or worth. Such questions and doubts will come. Then need to ship the products. So in the physical stores, you just keep the product and make the order, sell it. So they will carry out and go. Here it is not like that. You have to deliver the products to the this one people. Now difficulty in global e-commerce is shipping the products to your place, means to the another country. The customer may be having in another country. It is not that easy. There is a lot of difficulties and shipping problems are included. Then physical retail is still more popular despite decline. What it says is, okay, there is a decline in the physical stores, and e-commerce is becoming more and more popular. But at the same time, we cannot deny that physical stores are completely losing its scope. So physical stores also have a scope, so that this is also a disadvantages of e-commerce, because some people, whatever may be the benefits of e-commerce, they prefer physical stores only in such cases. So there may not be a demand through the global. Then poor quality of products. Sometimes there are chances of supplying your poor quality products because you don't know, you have not seen, you have just seen the picture and you have ordered. So that item that reached to you may not be the quality that you had expected. Then impulsive purchases. Sometimes over the internet or the websites, what it is made is, so you are forced to buy. Sometimes your impulse is created in you, even though you didn't want to buy. You are made to buy, and such things are made through the websites by giving you advertisement, making some attraction. So internet scammers. So there is a scam in the internet. Viruses are there. All this may cheat you. Even in the payments, malpractices may happen. Defaults may take place. Then lack of after sales support. Sometimes in the physical stores you can go back and get the things done or repairs and everything. You can have a discussion, but in the e-commerce sometimes what happens is product is supplied, yes, but after that nobody takes care. So here we conclude with that. Next, another 3 points are there of disadvantage. Fast changing business environment. So business environment is changing very fastly, and because of that, in one country one environment of business may be existing, in another country another. So it's not easy for e-commerce. Loss of personal touch. So this is very clear. We don't have a personal touch in e-commerce. So that one people of one country selling to another country, but they don't contact and speak to each other. Delivery of goods can be get delayed. Yes, if you order from another country, you don't know when and where the product will be reaching. So this difficulty also there is. Next, we'll be moving challenges of global e-commerce. There are many challenges that e-commerce will be facing. First, regulatory issues, various regulatory issues, because one country's regulations are different from another country. Therefore, various regulations are troubling. First one is inconsistency. At the bare minimum, business require consistency in regulation. But the challenges that e-commerce is throwing at regulators is causing them to repeatedly change their mind. Even in the developed countries such as the US, there is a debate about the applicability of state taxes on e-commerce transactions. So you can imagine the inconsistency of legal and tax regulations in less developed countries. What it says is in the USA itself, regulations regarding the e-commerce taxation is changing, and it is not a fixed. There is no consistency. If in the USA itself there is no consistency, then what about the other small countries, underdeveloped and backward countries? So that this inconsistency will trouble the e-commerce in a large scale. Then domestic incorporation. So several countries treat domestic companies quite differently from those incorporated abroad. So if you are serious about selling to customers in a specific country, you might find it to your advantage to incorporate locally. See, sometimes some countries give preference to the local companies and not to the foreign companies. So therefore, it is not easy. There is a challenge. Then, legal limitations to sale. Every country has its unique set of do's and don'ts about what can be sold to whom. Most countries consider transactions entered into by minors as uh, unenforceable, but the exact age of legal adulthood varies by country. Likewise, several categories of products, food, alcohol, weapons, and uh, antiques, among others, have specific requirements. Even as an e commerce business, you can be held liable for not meeting those requirements. For instance, the customer's country might mandate that all packaged food must have the ingredients, nutritional values, manufacturing date, and expiration date printed on the label. If you are shipping goods from a country that does not meet these regulations, you could be in violation of local laws in customer's country. See, each country has its own do's and don'ts about the selling of the items. Some regulations are there, and some countries have a severe and some countries are very light. So the countries which have a light regulations cannot sell their products in the severe rules and regulations. Therefore, legal limitations are there for selling of your items from one country to another. That is also a challenge for global e-commerce. Then, clarity and strength of legal frameworks. It's not just about meeting local laws, it's also about having recourse to courts and competent authorities when the need arises. Several countries around the world have a rather weak legal framework. Even where the framework is sound, there is often a huge issue with the delays in the judicial process. So, while an e-commerce player selling to another country will be found to live up to the regulations of that country for all practical purposes, it may not be able to defend its legal rights there. So clarity and strength of legal frameworks are not there. So in different countries, different laws are existing, and because of that, that will affect the e-commerce what you are doing, and especially to the laws regarding the business and companies are affected to you. So next challenge is the payment methods and processing. A robust payment processing system is absolutely necessary for e-commerce. Preferred payment mechanisms vary across the world. So research your potential market before you make assumptions about your payment system. In Japan, Combini, a local payment method, accounts for a sixth of e-commerce payments, while close to 100% of e-commerce payments in Spain are by Visa, Mastercard, and American Express. In France, it is close to 60%, and in Germany, it is only 30%. Interestingly, Germany has a well developed e-commerce ecosystem without a high degree of credit card penetration. India and other Asian countries have shown a strong preference for cash on delivery. You see, payment methods are differ from this country to country. Indians cash on delivery they pay. In some countries, credit cards, debit cards, various other forms of payments are existing. Then logistics and reverse logistics. So logistics means reaching the products to other items and make keeping a track. That also is a challenge because one item to reach to another country takes a time and various procedures are there, and that is also a challenge. Then organizational readiness. Organizational readiness means the organization should be ready to sell its product to the another country. So sometimes some organizations doesn't wish to sell their product or doesn't want to go to globally, then it is also a challenge. Now let's move on with the what are the governmental regulations. Conflict of laws in cyberspace is a major hurdle of harmonization of legal framework for e-commerce around the world. In order to give uniformity to e-commerce law around the world, many countries adopted the uh, UNCITRAL model law on electronic commerce that was formed in 1996 in the beginning. United Nations Commission for International Trade Law, UNCITRAL. So, United Nations Commission for International Trade Law was formed, and according to that, it regulates the e-commerce issues. Then internationally, there is the International Consumer Protection and Enforcement Network, which was formed in 1991 because when the globalization came, it was formed from an informal network of government, customer, fair trade organizations. The purpose was stated as being to find ways of cooperating on tackling consumer problems connected with cross border transactions. So cross border from one border to another country, there is a transaction both goods and services, and to help ensure exchange of information among the participants for mutual benefit and understanding. From this came e-consumer dot government, an ICPN initiative since April 2001. It is a portal to report complaints about online and related transactions with foreign companies. So if there is any complaint the foreign items, then you can complain in these websites. So there is also Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation was established in 1989 with the vision of achieving stability, securing and security and prosperity for the region through free and open trade and investment. So, Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation has an electronic commerce steering group as well as working on common privacy regulations throughout the APEC region. So, these dates we must remember 1989, then 1991, the years where the globalization was taking place. So one country started to selling another country, so free trade between the countries, therefore such rules and regulations were framed. Next one, in Australia, trade is covered under Australian Treasury guidelines for electronic commerce, and the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission regulates and offers advice on how to deal with businesses online and offers specific advice on what happens if things go wrong. So in Australia, it has its own guiding agency. Then in the United Kingdom, the Financial Services Authority was formerly the regulating authority for most aspects of the European Union's Payment Service Directive until its replacement in 2013 by the Prudential Regulation Authority and the Financial Conduct Authority. The UK implemented the PSD through the Payment Service Regulations 2009, which came into effect on 1st November 2009. The PSR affects firms providing payment service and their customers. These firms include banks, non-bank credit card issuers, and non-bank merchant acquirers. So e-money issuers, etc. So the PSR created a new class of regulated firms known as payment institutions, who are subject to prudential requirements. Article 87 of the PST requires the European Commission to report on the implementation and impact of the PST by 1st November 2012. Next, we'll move on to the in India. What is there? The Information Technology Act 2000 governs the basic applicability of e-commerce. So, regarding this Information Technology Act 2000, we will be studying in our last unit. Therefore, nothing here given. Then, in China, the telecommunications regulations of People's Republic of China, so promulgated on 25th September 2000, stipulated the Ministry of the Industry and Information Technology as the government department regulating all telecommunications related activities, including electronic commerce. So all this one telecommunication activities were controlled by that institute. So on the same day, the administrative measures on internet information services released is the first administrative regulation to address profit generating activities conducted through the internet and lay the foundation for future regulations governing e-commerce in China. On 28 August 2004, the 11th session of the 10th NPC Standing Committee adopted the Electronic Signature Law, which regulates data message, electronic signature authentication, and legal liability issues. It is considered the first law in Chinese e commerce legislation. It was a milestone in the course of improving China's electronic commerce legislation and also marks the entering of China's rapid development stage for electronic commerce legislation. So here I am concluding this global e-commerce. So in the next class we will see the further topics. Thank you.